Okay, my fellow countrymen and women, thank you for being online tonight to listen to this very short message I have for our people. These are difficult moments in our struggle, and I want to appreciate you for the commitment you have shown thus far. You have been relentless in your pursuit of the goal of independence. I think it's the time for all of us to rally to make the last stand in this struggle. I have come here to inform you about a couple of issues. I am not going to be very long tonight because I will be in New York on Friday, and I will be able to speak to you on a broader perspective of issues. So I am calling on all Ambazonians across the United States, everywhere you are, to rally at the United Nations headquarters in New York. We should be in New York so that we can push the message of both internationalization and targeted diplomacy. It is our last stand. It may be the last time we ever assembled at the United Nations Plaza. It may be the last time we ever go there as an occupied people. So wherever you are, you would meet me in New York with other leaders. And I am sure you will be proud to have been part of a team that pushed the last button on targeted diplomacy. As I have told you before, this is a triad approach to our liberation. We have been doing a lot of internationalization. We've mobilized our people across the diaspora to make our voices heard, to make our case, put our case on the desktop of many countries. We've mobilized international public opinion to understand our plight, our suffering. We also have been doing targeted diplomacy, and being in New York will be an opportunity for all of our people to be able to bring pressure to bear on the United Nations to take a stand on our struggle. A show of force in New York is important, and I want to thank all those who have been working extremely very hard to make sure that on Friday, every Ambazonian across the United States and everywhere in the world, if you can make it to New York, it will be an opportunity to listen to me and others speak out against the institutions of the world that have remained silent about our plight. You may wonder why New York. That's the United Nations. As we have started with ground operations, I think you must have heard about the work that the Ambazonian Defense Forces have been doing on the ground. I have been well briefed on their activities, and I can assure you without doubt, as I have told you many times before, that you have to be patient with me. You have to be patient with my leadership, because it is quite important that we get it right this time. And I want to thank the leaders of the ADF for their surgical operations, for all what they've been doing on the ground to impose a higher cost on the occupation. For each mission the ADF takes, it costs La République more than 15 million CFA in terms of security. The more we increase the cost of the occupation, the better for Ambazonia. And so it is important that all of us assemble in New York to be able to make the last push in terms of diplomacy. I will deliver a policy speech that would move this struggle to the next level, give clarity on a couple of issues. We must be careful as a people that the information we circulate about the state of the struggle is accurate. We cannot play propaganda on our own people. And so, Ambazonians, you have to know that this is resistance moment. It is not a moment to celebrate. We haven't achieved anything yet. We should all be in the mode of resistance. Make no mistake. The enemy is resilient. The enemy is determined. The enemy has vowed to maintain occupation in our homeland without our consent. And so everyone should be in resistant mode. We must make sure we dismantle the institutions of occupation planted across Amazonia. We must make sure we disgrace emissaries of the regime going across the world to preach our own story. We must make sure that we impose a higher cost on the occupation, on the ground. We must fight them from street to street, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. We must kick them out by force for us to be able to inhabit our own homeland, build a better country for ourselves. I want to assure all of you that we've come thus far because we've remained steadfast. We've come thus far because we've been resilient. We've come thus far because this time around, we have refused to negotiate with La République du Cameroon. We have refused to meet them in the middle. And so we must remain focused on the goal of independence. We must not begin to take our eyes off the ball in celebratory mood. This is the period for all of us across the homeland to arm ourselves and to take the battle to the enemy. Make them pay for the imposition that they have caused on our homeland. Make them be accountable for the victimization that they have caused to our people. As I said before, in New York, I will be able to meet others, and we should be able to define the way going forward as a people. And I should be able to define the policy position that I hold so that our people can understand where we are and where we are going to. Thank you very much. God bless you all.